Mexico is a land of wonders, beauty, history, and culture.
This country is as wonderful as its people.
Relive the past in a historic colonial city or visit an ancient archaeological ruin.
Stroll one of its many exotic beaches or try your hand at some adventure sport.
No matter what your desires are, Mexico is sure to fulfill them and then some. Join us as we explore this land of contrast. Mexico, a country of pride. A country whose admirable history speaks louder than ever. A country with some of the richest land in the world, where the different ancient cultures are still embedded in the people. A country whose people never lost their warm and friendly ways, nor their important symbolic traditions that can be appreciated in its world-renowned art. A country in which visitors are always welcome to enjoy the sun, culture, and life. An experience that will linger with you forever.
Let us begin at the beginning. Thousands of years ago, long before the Europeans entered this land, several advanced cultures left their mark on Mexico. Evidence of those developed civilizations can be seen today from one end of the country to the other.
There are over 13,000 known archaeological sites here in Mexico, few of which have been fully excavated and explored, and new discoveries are being made each year. To visit these sites is to explore over 3,000 years of achievements. We would like to share with you some of our favorites.
Just outside of what is today Mexico City is Teotihuacan, the place where men became gods. During its period of grand splendor, it was considered the largest and most powerful city in the New World. Climb to the top of the Pyramid of the Sun and gaze at the other equally awesome structures. Farther south is Monte Alban, a site known for its architectural harmony and ancient stones. The mystique of this spiritual center lives on.
Close by is Mitla, a fascinating ceremonial center founded by the Zapotecs, but heavily influenced by the Mixtecs. More testimonies of the past await you in Tajín along the Gulf Coast. These Toltec pyramids and other structures stand out due to their synchronized geographical constructions. And Tajín is still home to Indians who perform their flying pole dance, just as they have for centuries.
Stumble onto a deep, mystical secret in Palenque, in the state of Chiapas. One of the temples contains one of the only crypts found inside a pyramid in Mexico. You'll also see the tomb of Pacal, a Mayan ruler lavishly decorated in a mask, jewels, and ornaments.
To see more sights than any other region in the Western Hemisphere, a trip to the Yucatan Peninsula is a must. Chichen Itza, one of the largest and best-maintained sites in Mexico. This captivating treasure boasts signs of its Mayan and Toltec Mayan heritage through its ancient pyramids and other structures. Uxmal, a city magically created with a combination of symmetrical lines and ornate artistry without the use of metal tools or the wheel. Some of these wonders were supposedly built overnight. Tulum, the only known pre-Columbian sea fortress, perched upon the cliffs overlooking the turquoise waters of the Caribbean. The incredible heritage of this Mayan city can only be rivaled by its natural beauty.
Again, these are only a few of the archaeological relics that are here. There are thousands of ways to see that in Mexico, their glory lives on.
In 1521 AD, the course of Mexican history changed forever. The Aztec capital fell to the Spanish conquerors, who realized that they had found a land thriving with beauty and resources. That colonial period lasted for 3 centuries until Mexico won its independence. But the cities that were the glories of that time are still casting their enchanting spells. The oldest colonial city in Mexico is Veracruz, where Hernán Cortés landed on Good Friday in 1519. The core of Veracruz activity is its main plaza, surrounded by cafes, an 18th century church, and a Moorish palace. Colonial-style buildings line the palm-framed streets of this Gulf Coast port city.
Guadalajara, Mexico's second-largest city, is cloaked in colonial charm. Aside from discovering that many Mexican traditions began here, you'll also see parks, plazas, monuments, and traces of days gone by in a lovely architecture of the many buildings.
One of the first battles in the fight for Mexican independence took place in Guanajuato. In this picturesque city, you'll find lavish churches, elaborate mansions, winding cobblestone streets, and twisting tunnels. San Miguel de Allende, now home to artists, intellects, and writers, stands out due to its 19th century Gothic church overlooking the Zócalo, shops, and plazas. Architectural treasures illuminate the town.
Some of the most significant events in Mexico's history took place in Querétaro. Evidence of this city's dual historical and religious legacy dot the streets. Museums and monuments depict tales of ancient legends.
Tasco, built on the side of a mountain, this gem of a city explodes with incredible views. Colonial homes cascade down the curvaceous hills of this silver mining town into the scenic village, where you'll see the famous Santa Prisca Church. It's a city that truly sparkles.
Mérida is a unique city in that it boasts of the greatness of the Spanish colonial times, while at the same time you can see Mayan ruins and visit the nearby beach. The exquisite details of the architectural genius can be appreciated by strolling along the Paseo de Montejo.
Mexico City is surrounded with thousands of testimonies of the colonial period. In the Centro Histórico, Chapultepec Park, and its famous Museum of Anthropology, and the Palace of Fine Arts. Its treasures go on and on. There are over 51 designated colonial cities to explore, so allow plenty of time to fully experience the charm of these captivating cities.
Mexico's biggest attraction is its phenomenal collection of beach resorts. Scattered over 6,000 miles of beautiful coastline, there is literally something for everyone. Each resort has its own unique personality.
Terrain varies from desert to jungle. Waters range from turquoise blue oceans to crystal clear bays. All four bodies of water that border Mexico share one thing in common. They are some of the most enchanting spots in the world, with enough activities, amenities, and old-world charm to please any taste.
Let's start along the Pacific coast in Mazatlan, a place where you'll find abundant water sports, excellent fishing, colonial style, exotic excursions, and exciting nightlife.
In Puerto Vallarta, you'll see how old Mexican charm blends with a posh palm-framed resort. After a day of water sports and golfing, dine in one of the many fine restaurants. In Manzanillo, the stunning resorts, fascinating architecture, gorgeous beaches, flourishing gardens, and lush golf courses open the doors to paradise. Then feast on fresh seafood specialties.
For some of the finest big game fishing in the world, visit Los Cabos. Try any one of the adventurous activities in the water, or just spend a day relaxing on the beach, surrounded by rugged mountains and endless desert.
Further south along the Pacific coast is the twin resort of Ixtapas-Zihuatanejo. Experience the best of both worlds, high-rise luxury and seaside village quaintness. You'll find unique golfing conditions and great tennis facilities. Acapulco, a place to soak up the sun all day and party all night. Acapulco is the largest of all of the Mexican resorts, and it introduced several traditions. Sports, excursions, shopping, dining, and adventure abound.
Find your own set secluded patch of sand on one of the 9 gorgeous bays that surround Huatulco. Fascinating coves, breathtaking views, and pristine beaches prove that this virtually untouched gem is the perfect place to get away from it all.
Now we head over to the Caribbean coast, where we find the unbelievably white beaches and turquoise waters of Cancun. It's a resort full of natural, historical, and modern attractions. Don't miss the daring water sports and lively discos. Dive into adventure in the miraculous waters of Cozumel, Mexico's largest island, where you can see the world's second largest reef. This tropical paradise offers total relaxation and some of the best sunsets you'll ever see.
Just as the coastline of Mexico goes on, so does the list of beach resorts. So pick your own perfect beach. Nowhere else would you find more beauty, variety, and hospitality.
Perhaps you've had the desire to get back to nature, blend in with the environment, or just get away from a fabricated world.
Mexico is more than ready to cater to that ecological need, offering a world of natural wonders, virtually untouched by civilization.
The ecotourism opportunities are endless in Mexico. There are some 58 national parks and biosphere reserves dedicated to help protect the diverse wildlife and natural resources that make the country such a unique vacation destination. And there are thousands of other points of ecological interest.
An interesting underwater perspective of ecology can be obtained while diving at one of the many excellent sites around Mexico. Witness a dazzling array of marine life in waters with visibility up to 200 feet.
Mexico's jungle rainforests, steep mountains, dry deserts, and lush swamps are home to countless forms of interesting wildlife. Colorful birds, slithering reptiles, vibrant plants, and blooming flowers enhance your life by watching Mexico's life. Many other natural wonders await your exploration. Visit Copper Canyon, 4 times the size of Grand Canyon, or opt for a glimpse of a mystical underground river, lake, or cave. And let the waterfalls entertain you.
Be prepared for an unforgettable, compelling experience in the ecosystems of Mexico.
Mexico, a country full of vibrant color, diverse cultures, symbolic traditions, rich land, and warm people waiting to show you their pride and joy, their country. Perhaps it's the warmth of the Mexican sun, the blending of cultures, the exciting history, the abundant hospitality.
Whatever the reason, Mexico has a way of attracting tourists and bringing them back.
A trip to Mexico is like no other. It's something to be experienced, something that works its way into your soul.
So we invite you to come and discover the magic of Mexico.
Adios.